bandits.
Can you finally bring my character in? Because I still remember on the back is written beans.
Beans. So many beans.
Beans.
Also, things I need to get a hold of because I am now entirely out of. Thanks, fucking children at a dock that I had to get out of.
That's what we chased. Yeah, that's
You
what we
went
chased
so
them, yeah.
dark.
I'm like, alright, you motherfuckers.
So pre-holidays, you flew over, rocket hit the ship took some damage. You guys brought the ship down, you took out the bandits, like
Yeah.
horribly. Even the king and queen of these bandits taking off on their motorcycle, you sheared the bike in half.
You're not supposed to tell the wizard about the motorcycle.
Nothing bad will happen.
That's not reassuring in the slightest.
And then, of course, after you rounded them all up, because you did take prisoners, because you're good like that.
We took a prisoner.
No, we took two.
No, we took two.
I thought it was just the girl.
No, it was the girl guy.
Because you were gonna, let the girl go until you got all suspicious and stuff, but she was actually the mastermind, because that's exactly what was the fact. That was exactly
that
the
was
fact.
in fact the thing that happened.
That she was the mastermind.
And then we gave them to Inspector Clouseau.
Yeah, and then the guy came putting in this little putt-putt motorcycle, and he says, "I am the inspector."
I'm
And-
the inspector.
And he basically handcuffed them to the back of his little putt-putt bike, which they could easily walk along because it goes that slow.
I am
It's a
firmly
segue.
expecting them. I am firmly expecting them to actually be able to escape from him. But we captured them. We got the note saying we're good people.
You
That's
are
what I
very
care
good
about.
people. And thankfully,
Damn right we are.
And thankfully, the engineer was able to get enough supplies from the previous crashes, because you can see they've been doing the same thing for a while. They just move a couple miles with the launcher. And so you were able to do the repairs.
Yep.
In which you were able to continue your trip to Casablanca, to drop Peter's lady love off, because she recovered from her injuries and the poison bullet. So you guys arrived at Casablanca. You guys were allowed a little downtime. So what did each of you guys do in Casablanca while you have downtime?
We're in Africa. I'm finding coffee.
Coffee is a thing.
What's the mortal fighting scene like down here?
No, we can't do this. We have to return to Germany in October, which is now 9 months away, because we missed the opportunity.
Because we missed IRL October. So you're looking for the local fighting scene, right? It's all of a sudden the camera pans and there you are at the street brawl with these two
The last time
bare-knuckled-
this happened, I ended up having to fight to the death.
To be fair, you were very much under the influence of drugs.
So many drugs.
So, I mean, just to make it better.
All self-medicated, but lots of drugs.
all of your
And
own
it wasn't to
prescribing.
the death.
That's not true. He
No,
magicked some
we
of
were
it.
trying
did.
to,
I
we were
managed-
trying to keep you from fighting to the death. It was actually very important for us that it wasn't to the death.
It's very
You were
true.
trying to make it to the death.
But now we have to go back to Germany.
His fans require this.
Yeah.
The Ip Man
What
of
happened?
Zanzibar.
Zanzibar! Dun, 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 dun. You gotta get the dun dun dun
Dun,
dun.
dun, dun, dun.
There's got to be a button. There's got to be an app.
Sound effect
A
machine.
soundboard, yeah.
So don't get all quiet on my account.
I was continuing to work on Gallivant and make sure he's shipshape.
So Kelly, it's been a while. Introduce yourself and your character to the team.
I am Kelly. I play Esme Electra Sparks, aka Scrubber, and I'm a human and the mechanic on the ship of the Gallivant.
Wait, when did Scrubber become your nickname?
Scrapper. It's
Scrapper.
always been.
Scrubber.
It's just none of you guys acknowledged her as this because she's yet to scrap the ship.
When she
No,
got rid of
because I'm
the
the
bodies
scrub-
the last time, she got the nickname of Scrubber.
It's a Scrapper.
No, it's not. Not anymore.
And this is how big names happen.
You writing that down?
No, I forgot my name. My name was back.
Did you need some paper, by the way?
Do you? Oh, I've got an extra notepad.
No, fine.
I'm Scott. I play Peter, also a human, and I am the face of the Gallivant.
You are with
And
your,
I know people.
and you have a secret past.
And I have a secret past
You do.
and an unusual birthmark.
Yes. And she looks cute in a red dress.
And
sorry. I was just writing Hilda's name down in case I needed to finish my brain. What was her name again? Oh yeah, Hilda.
Hilda, yes. Now, I don't know if you actually have Hilda in your mind,
Oh, I do.
but
Not dating.
I have Madeline Kahn Blazing Saddles.
Oh, oh my God.
That's a good one. I was thinking more femme fatale,
Yeah.
you know,
Like,
spy movie lady.
yeah,
but
my,
yeah.
my first thought was
It's along the same
It's
lines.
along the same
yeah.
lines, yeah.
Ilsa from the third Indiana Jones movie, the German.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like that.
The one who likes Joneses.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
real-
Joneses for the Joneses.
I mean, realistically, you could just sub in any German accented Bond girl.
Mhm. That works.
Any of them.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of a strong character. We all have our own visualization of her. All we know is she's got a little tiny, barely noticeable red blemish where that bullet hit. That's her new birthmark.
Yeah.
Thanks to her hero who saved her and has brought her to Casablanca.
She's tired. City.
Because she's done something to piss off the European cabal.
Mm-hmm.
As one does.
That's what
That's
that's
what
what
it
it has to do.
As you do.
And then our Ethermancer.
Yes, my name is Eric, and I play Aaron, the Ethermancer mutant from what was the name of the town that got nuked? The city that
From it was Budapest.
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 Yes.
Was it Buddha or Pest?
Both.
Both. It was an ether
it was
bomb.
right
that
in the
both
middle.
sides
Both
of
sides
the
of the river.
No, that you lived in.
I don't think I ever lived in it.
He made
No,
it
you were
I think I
just
just,
born.
I think I
Oh,
just
okay.
was
to the
born there.
secret Ethermancer city that was built afterwards.
Yes.
The floating one.
So
Yeah.
I'm.
The floating one, yes.
I tend
The
to.
secret floating one that we
The
all know
secret
about.
That's in the middle of the maelstrom that actually opened its borders to other people and said, "Behave, or the Ethermancers will do their thing."
Fuck off!
And then the great
Okay.
ether bomb war ended
Yes.
because you don't want bombs that blow up cities and make evil vortexes.
But what if we make another Maelstrom to compete with the
But it has to
original
go in the
Maelstrom?
opposite direction.
So we do it in the south, in the
It's a
southern
southern
hemisphere.
hemisphere. It's a.
You need
Bomb Australia. Nobody needs Sydney.
ether drop bears. They
It's
got
a shit
there.
city with a shit water line.
And then we have our Dr. Jekyll, Mr.
Yeah,
Hyde.
I'm Joseph. I play Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I'm a loud, boisterous asshole, and my character is not the same. He's more reserved, but he can get a bit of a temper, which translates into him occasionally turning into some kind of beast.
Yeah, eight man
Caffeine
of
control.
Zanzibar.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Being fair, the 8 Man of Zanzibar.
idea. Thank you very much.
He made that. He made
Oh,
that
I
name up on the
marketed
fly.
that.
He made that name up on the fly,
Yes.
which is the most impressive and depressing thing about that turn of events.
It was magical how that whole maelstrom of madness happened.
That's because no one else went out to look for work. Someone else is going out to look for work, right?
This is why we don't send the ether man
Because
out
we're
to talk
next
to
to a
people.
coast, and there's underwater shit.
Oh no!
I'm sure that if it can fly, it can sink, right?
That's it, right?
No,
Engineer?
well, no,
Gallivant is an airship, not a Nautilus.
But what if we
the
put air
thing
in
is,
the ship?
holding your breath uses brawn.
As they all drown.
Oh god!
It's okay.
I'm gonna drown in Casablanca.
I
Yeah,
come to
that sounds,
Casablanca and all I get is drowning pneumonia.
that sounds like a great novel name. Like, I'm going to drown in Casablanca.
You wait for the whole new
It's a romantic
feel to
comedy.
kick
It's a
in.
romantic comedy. Meg Ryan is in it. Yeah.
Meg Ryan and Ryan Reynolds.
She's the new. No, now I don't see Elsa anymore. Now I see Meg Ryan. Okay, now
Meg
we're
Ryan
moving
gets
on
at
with
the
it.
table and then she's like, and the gal's like, I don't want what she has.
I don't watch what she's having.
She's drowning. Someone help her. So, Doctor, what are you doing in Casablanca while you had downtime?
I mean, I figured that this is my best chance to find some of the more exotic medical supplies that you can't really find
Ooh.
throughout Europe.
From the secret Casablanca black market.
Of course. It's world famous. Yeah.
That's literally the
For a
sign.
secret
The Casablanca black market. LLC.
LLC. TMR.
TM pending.
Patent pending. Okay.
Don't die. Uh-oh. Peter's whispering.
Theater.
Okay, so you're working on making your contacts?
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a 3 purple roll for what skill do you think you're gonna use for the black
I'm fight my way into the black market. Give me drugs.
Before you roll, I want to remind you that I know somebody everywhere.
He has
So
some
if
advantage.
it's legal, I can get it for you.
I don't think he wants the legal.
If it helps having a skill list, and she's an alchemist.
I mean, I was thinking that streetwise probably applies the best to it.
Yeah.
But if I could use medicine, that'd be great.
I would say you could do medicine because you for maybe on the street. I might throw your purple up one, but you know.
I'm gonna need another purple.
Okay. I would gladly give you more purple because using medicine is a little harder than streetwise, but
How
you know,
much harder?
Not that much harder.
Depends on the drug.
Depends on what he's gonna find.
Alright, here's the thing. I'm doing this. This is gonna go poorly. We're gonna have a street fight in the black market. I can feel it already.
That's
Now the question is, when you went to do this, did you bring anyone with you, or you just like covertly you and your leg breaking cane?
My leg breaking sword in disguise came.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with because, you know, on lookout for odds
The
and
street
ends for the
waifs.
ship. Actually, I grew up on the
Last
street.
time he went out, he broke a child.
I made him better.
We made it better.
I fixed it.
From a
Better,
certain
faster,
point of view.
stronger, and only moderately more radioactive.
Okay, so you went out with him to kind of rein his impulses in case he goes full hide.
No, that way in case I find anything for the ship.
So you're also going around using streetwise to find stuff.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Or mechanics,
mechanics.
Yeah.
So what kind of things are you looking for the ship while he's getting ready to roll a scary pile of dice?
Basically anything.
Alright, I figure if
Like,
I
based
roll
off
these
the
and
last-
scream at the same time, I'll scare them into doing
Oh,
this.
well, actually, before you do this, how do we do with our cargo? How much money we got?
You actually pulled in 1,200 script after all is said and done, not counting the cash that the captain has, which again she has the cash on
We
her.
have to leave. Isn't it weird whenever it comes down to spending money, somehow or another she's gone?
In an opium den. Every time.
Ah,
You wanna know what happened last time the captain was in an opium den? He got us into a goddamn death match.
No, we
And
got
what do you
you
think
into a
he's-
death match.
So go ahead and so you have.
There's no I in we.
But there is a me.
No, there's not. There's
You know,
not a
just
me in
flip the
me.
W over.
So go ahead and roll your mechanics against 4 purple, or you could go with a 3 purple for streetwise if you want to do the streetwise. Ooh, that's
no, I'm
ugly.
gonna go. Here, let me borrow purple.
Would you borrow
Go
purple?
with mechanics.
I think I know where you keep your purple. I can trust
Oh, shnikey.
you.
Uh-oh.
That's not bad.
Well, actually, it's pretty good. I got an advantage and a success.
Okay.
I got 2 advantage and a failure.
So you two are both hitting the market. You're doing the market thing. You're like, oh look, quantum destabilizer. Oh, ether processor, and you're looking around. and
Backup fuel cell. You know.
You actually are finding some ether residue collectors, which are basically it's coming in from ether still, that lets you collect the exhaust and recycle it and save a little extra ether to help your body.
Give that
out.
little boost.
Wait, can we make ether?
You could make ether with an E out of ether with an A.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Would that be ether?
only if you pronounce them differently.
Only if you're from England.
As me is.
So you basically are
As I
finding
is.
exactly what
As
you're
I be.
looking for. And your compatriot,
Not so much.
You know what the problem is? I didn't scream when I rolled them.
you didn't. You said you were going to threaten them, and you didn't
If
follow
you-
through with the threat.
Well, that's the problem with not using Brawl as a negotiating.
So while you're looking for medicines, the problem is all of these are mislabeled and things, and it's just driving you to frustration of nothing is properly labeled. You know, all you're seeing is like skull and crossbones on all these medicines that should not be
tell me
labeled.
there are at least 30 different compounds I have on the ship that can kill a man. I say very loudly.
And of course, the main thing that throws you off is like so many of the bottles are like pre-ether war. So you're looking at these, and they're like, you'd have to condense them down to get a tenth of.
Everything has botulism. Everything.
What's
Even the
more
botulism
oregano?
has botulism.
You clearly open an amber vial and look inside there and realize it's not an amber vial. It's a clear glass vial that's stained amber and should actually have been blue liquid at one point. And it's crystals. So you're like, what is this?
Another one's an amber vial, and you open it, and you find out it's actually just a piece of amber with a mosquito in it.
Who would use this?
Huh. I can make a vampire concoction. Alright, let's go.
More
But what do you
botulism.
get?
Done.
What do you get for your advantage, by the way?
I'm just gonna go with I'm at least in an area where it is medicines and drugs.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
the idea.
As opposed to like monkey pea concoction. You're not in the witch doctory section.
Yeah, like actual things that are usable.
It's
Witch
just that you're-
doctory section.
Why did we do this?
And what did you use your
What else are you
advantage
gonna
for?
do?
And what is it you were looking for that you did find?
Back up, we'll go with the condensers just so they give the extra boost, in case we have to, leave quickly.
Okay, yeah. The
Sort of like
basic,
a nitrous oxide boost, but.
you see
like
it, it's
the
all
boost.
super and shiny. You can tell whoever wrecks.
And the advantage is I get a discount.
I'll give you a 10% discount, so it's only going to be 200 script for it. As you know, the salesman is like, would you like this gift wrapped? Would you like it delivered to your ship?
I'll take it now.
Okay, here you go.
Yeah, because it's not that big.
No,
But I would like it in a bag, please.
Okay. And he like reaches down to like burlap sack and puts it in this old flour sack.
Yay! Thank you.
Okay. Give him your share. So how do you guys split
Well,
up
that would have been
the 1,200 by the way?
Well, half for the ship.
Okay. Well, remember the ship did make money already, so this is the stuff you guys bought on your own that you pulled your money together.
I thought. That
Oh,
was
I also
for the
had
ship.
I also had cargo. I bought some boxes of cargo. 5 boxes of cargo. Does that sound right? I don't remember. now.
That sounds like something you'd buy. I'm just gonna think that box, that
It
box,
was
and
whatever
that
we
box.
got, and I put it in a certain.
Wait,
Oh, there it is.
I did actually go and buy a medical and chemistry supplies to restock my thing and also more to sell.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
That's a thing I did.
And obviously, from what you've noticed, the market must be very poor out here
Yeah.
for medical supplies. So that means 20% increase when you decide to sell your wares. So while you two are doing the bazaar of bizarre medicine and mechanics, where's Peter going? Or is he basically staying with Hilda?
I am doing 2 things. One of them is staying with Hilda.
Okay.
The
Keeping her
other
close
one
by.
is actually practicing and realizing that, damn it, I'm a magician somehow.
Because you've now discovered your
I've now
magic,
discovered that I have.
your
Good,
primal
so we don't need you
ethermancy.
and your ridiculous schemes anymore.
You know what's sad though is that
I am a
nobody
magician.
else is looking for schemes. So I know what Aaron is doing because nobody else is looking for what.
You're going to the witch doctor.
But one of the other things that I am doing, because neither one of those 2 things will take my entire time,
Mhm.
is if this world would be similar to what would happen, there should be a Russian expat society outside of Europe, since in Europe they're all like
They've all been
hunted
kicked
and
out,
kicked
yeah.
So I will go to the Russian expats,
I don't know. It's
see if I can find anything about my family, without telling them I'm actually part of it,
Without giving you too much away.
without giving too much away,
I don't know.
and
what's
find
the,
out
what's the
if there
political
is any
situation?
actual real resistance on
African.
trying to take anything back, or whether it's just a fantasy. And also because I heard a rumor about a Russian enclave on the North Pole,
Yeah, that you have heard
and
that
see
rumor.
and see if there's any truth on that either.
Okay, so what skill are you gonna go with? I'm gonna give you a blue dice because you are a international man of mystery.
Who knows
You know-
someone?
And you know how to hide that Russian accent pretty well. So all of a sudden a little Russian will come out when you're looking for the right guy to talk to.
So what's the political situation like in Africa? Because
So-
we know plenty about Russia and Europe
Uh-huh.
because of the war, but like, as
So
for Asia,
due to
and
Casablanca's
the colonies
history where the French is English is now of course Britannia. Britannia has tried to exert its influence over here, so it's basically a sovereignty of Britannia, though it's loosely controlled. Basically, there's a horrible tax, and one thing is you guys are spending time, you will notice over various days if you're having meals and stuff at cafes and your airship, and basically, especially when you're resupplying the airship, for water, you're noticing that there's a lot of grumbling from the locals about the municipal water merchants that are actually extortion assholes, that you're getting the idea from, that there is a municipal water program that's privately owned. And they are very, very cruel when it comes to if you don't pay your water bill, you get shut off. Like whole neighborhood is having to go get buckets to the very sparsely spaced out water locations.
do I have sulfur and lead?
I don't know, do you?
I believe you would have that. If not, I'm sure you could distill some. Why?
Electricity plus water plus fire equals clean water.
Mm-hmm. Mad science.
Well, considering it's what I'm best at, I will use charm.
Okay, so basically you're going around to the more, let's say, old world locations compared to back home for you. And you're dropping just the right phrases with the right hint of accent, of true royal Russian accent.
Green is good, right?
Green is
Green
good.
is good,
Yep,
yes.
and it's going to be against 3 purple. Now you can give me some destiny points here if you want to spend one to upgrade. But remember, those are yours.
Considering this is like one of my life quests.
Yes.
So then change the
Turn the green
yellow.
to a yellow.
To a yellow.
Excellent. I have some destiny points. And you're taking Hilda with you while you do this, right?
Yes.
Okay, she's actually fascinated, especially when you start to bust out with the right phrasing, because you know she's like a spy master extraordinaire type of thing. That's kind of, I think, what the two of you hit it off on. You
Yes.
both have the similar aspects, that the mercurial nature, let us say.
She is a Bond girl.
Yes. I was actually rooting for triumph.
Well,
There is success.
Isn't
Okay.
that a triumph?
No,
no.
no, triumph is.
Oh, that's an advantage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Big
well,
one.
Those
That
two
counts.
Lots of
interact
lots of
each
advantage.
other.
Yep.
It's been a long
You basically got 3 successes and 2 advantages.
Okay, so easily enough, the two of you are going through the markets, and you notice that with Hilda with you, she's very similar to you, that she can blend in wherever she is. Immediately, she covers herself she puts on her wrap, so she blends in a little more distinctly, and she is staying behind you and reassuringly putting her hand against you, so you know she's there. And you were saying the right words to the right people, and obviously some of the merchants are like, oh, I cannot help you, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Russian handshake. But if you go 5 stalls over there to that merchant, they can help you with the wares that you're looking for, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
We'll just call it a blini.
And you eventually go to the right place where you immediately start, it's a little cafe type of setting, and you're noticing a lot of traditional Russian dishes. And a lot of the folks that are sitting in the nice discreet corners of the cafe
Borscht Stroganoff.
seem
Or stroganoff,
very,
actually.
very culturally back home to you. lots of screens and veils to protect faces, but just from the dress and the
Because
attire, and you're smelling all of this 3 times cooked cabbage in the air that's not local, but then the hints of the local delicacies come over you, and you're like, for a second, you almost tasted the icy clean air of Russia.
How are they
And-
producing that?
Science.
It's an impressive cook.
Aethermancy.
So of
Just go to the
course,
portal in Russia, in the middle of Siberia, just sucks air through.
whoosh.
Oh man, that'd be a
That's how
fantastic.
air conditioning works.
That'd be a fantastic magical air conditioner.
Exactly, everybody would be in that place because of the air.
Immediately it drops 20 degrees. It's in the 90s. So you guys find that you're given a seat, and you realize you are in the place. What do you want with the advantages? Because that was just with the shit ton of great successes you had. I'll take one of those advantages if you don't mind for the you're still keeping your cover. You should
Yes,
say
I
too
will
much.
I will take one of those advantages in that they don't know who I am.
You didn't throw enough royal speak out, but you threw enough cultural speak out. So you're one of the inner circle of the czars, but not like one of the czars.
Right.
So you're family.
Yeah. So one of the advantages to keep my cover,
Okay.
and then the other advantage to okay. So the other advantage to
Want me to throw you some suggestions? I'll throw you some suggestions.
oh, put that on my next roll.
Okay. So because you had two, so two blue on your next roll, or sorry, yeah, one blue on your next roll.
One put on my next roll.
Okay. So as you guys are sitting there, Hilda's like, immediately she looks at you and she's looking at the little menu and it's all in Russian. And immediately you're seeing her start reading the menu in Russian, and you're getting the idea that each thing she's reading on the menu, she's reading in a different dialect of Russian, a different regional dialect. And she's just trying to impress you with the way she says it, because she's looking at you as she's emphasizing each word, and you get the like twinkly smile. She's hiding behind the menu when she's
Now
looking
that's
at you.
impressive. It would be more impressive if she used the correct city accent for the food item.
Do you say this?
Is she using the right city for
She's
the
not.
right food item?
She is not. She doesn't. She's not that
She's
good.
not- okay.
She's just going through her
Right.
repertoire of accents.
I will say to her, that's very impressive. However, that item is from this city, and say it in that accent. And this item is from that city, and say it in that accent.
And you notice she basically is like asking you to repeat yourself a few times, and you can see she's just playing it on her tongue. She's trying to emulate it correctly, and she's just like, that's very good to know. And then after a while, you guys you have your first round of food brought, your beverages, and she's going to excuse herself to use the ladies' room. And of course, you're getting the sense that many people are watching her walk to the ladies' room. And as soon as you are
Making
alone,
sure nobody's following her.
okay, give me a perception roll. It's just against 2 purples, super easy. What can go bad?
Okay, so so that is
What could go bad? I
What
don't
can
know.
go bad?
A plot development that you weren't planning, but hey, it's a good idea.
you said 2 purple.
2 purple.
Those two
Oh,
people.
that's awesome.
It's all for you. You are watching her. Notice no one is reacting to her physically going, but everyone's watching her go. There seems to be quite a few
Left,
veiled
right,
faces
left,
watching her go, and you're just getting that.
Right.
She's a femme fatale, and she is working it for the crowd. And then immediately, as she disappears from view to where she was told the restroom is, a gentleman comes and sits in her chair, and finely dressed suit, a little wiry looking, but he definitely has a distinct presence that he seems to be from the old country.
Do I recognize him?
You do not. Unless you want to use those advantages for that. As you're watching her, and then snap, guy sits down, and for those advantages, I'll do that.
That was a lot of advantage.
That was a lot of
Yeah,
advantage.
I will
Okay.
take knowing this person.
As soon as he sits down, you give him the, you're watching her go, and you're like, sigh of relief, no one's getting up to bother her or harass her. And then you turn around, he's immediately pulling the chair in and sitting down, and you just give him the whole belt buckle up look. And you don't know him personally, because you were maintaining your cover. That would be rude for me to do. But you do know him by reputation and face. His face has come across your desk, so to speak, in a photograph once or twice. That he was one of the royal family's spy masters for overseas.
And remember that one of the reasons why nobody recognizes me is that when the revolution happened, I was a kid. So now I'm, like 20-ish or whatever. So I'm completely different from what anyone would remember me as.
Exactly.
Whereas somebody,
very well.
right?
And
But
you know,
however, somebody who had, who had an actual position wouldn't have changed as much.
and as you look at him, there's almost this Highlander moment where you hear the wobble wobble music, and all of a sudden his face slaps on your father's desk.
Right.
And basically, it's your father signing permission for him to go to Africa to look after the needs in the country. And you just remember, his face, and he worked for the family.
Okay.
And that he was trustworthy.
trustworthy.
He was trustworthy because you remember one of your father's generals saying he's one of our best men that I would trust with my own life. And then you
How'd
get
that work out?
You get this.
Oh, he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't.
And immediately he goes, and it snaps you out of the flashback, and he's looking at you, and he just brushes his shirt down. I hear that you have inquired about certain folks from and he looks around, old country.
Oh, that is true.
What can I assist you with? And pretty much at that moment, the camera pans to what our Ethermancer has been doing in Casablanca.
Well,
Giving players time to think about
Yes.
options.
And by the way, there is a temple for the Ethermancers here in Casablanca.
oh, that sounds
The
useful.
practitioners are here.
Good.
They have a little monastery set up and everything.
Actually, I think that would be a good place to start looking for work for us.
I just wanted to throw that one out there
Yeah,
since
that
since
seems
you
like
are
a good
aware
idea.
that there is one of their little embassy temples.
I would
This
go
somehow
there.
seems like a bad idea.
Underwater airship.
As you see these,
Our ship doesn't have enough tentacles.
all of a sudden, you're walking up these steps to this temple that used to be something else before it got built once upon a time and then rebuilt by Ethermancers using Ethermancy.
It was an Arby's.
And there's these little children following the direction of
They have
an
beats.
Ethermancer yogi, walking them through here's how you levitate things. As you're walking up,
All right.
it feels almost like home.
Is there a protocol for those kinds of things?
Basically, you would just announce yourself and who you are, who your mentor was, so they know who you are.
All right. Yeah, I do so. I go up to the front and I announce myself.
Okay.
And,
And then you wait to be seen. As the yogi basically tells the children to continue practicing, and this little Egyptian man comes walking over to you, and you see he leans over and he pets this little monkey there, and he talks to the monkey and puts his fez on. Come inside. We have dates.
and bad dates.
And and other beverages that you might like.
Dates aren't beverages.
They are when you ferment them.
Oh yes, fermented monkey dates.
In the history of mankind, almost every fruit has turned into an alcohol at one time or another.
Yep.
By nature or by design?
I would be more.
Mostly by
I would be
design.
more surprised if someone were to show me a fruit that hasn't been turned into an alcohol than otherwise.
And that includes dragon fruit.
Yeah. Oh, especially dragon fruit.
Hell, that includes durians.
Oh,
which
durian,
are-
that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
durian.
that's the really smelly.
Yeah.
The stinky fruit.
That's illegal
Yeah.
in many countries.
They don't want it to multiply there. So he guides you up and he's like, tell me of your travels.
And I telepathically tell them about our travels in the way that we do so. We
The
have brain
unspoken
talks.
word.
Yes.
The brain.
Why talk
talking
with
time.
mouth holes like savages?
Why foul the air And basically he guides you up to this little altar where there's like a miniature replica of the city, and he basically sits down and meditates with you, but it's really you guys are having
Does
a
he stick a
conversation.
staff in and
You're not looking for a temple, he's at the temple. And it's not like they're sitting in the wrong place.
I mean, we're talking bad dates and old city. I'm just
Oh, and
saying.
don't forget the monkey.
Yeah, it's the fact.
And there's gonna be a bizarre fight soon. I'm saying.
God damn it.
And it's not in the bazaar, it's just a bizarre fight.
It's an Ape man fighting a multitude of other medicinal suppliers because he has the stuff that they don't. He's got the meats.
And you sit down, and what are you conveying to him in your conversation?
I'm interested in knowing if they have work for us that they would want done.
Work?
Yes.
Interesting that you would ask.
I know.
As he's like, well, what? And he basically is getting the whole skinny from you. What kind of crew do you have? What are your skills?
Versatile.
Versatile.
Both physically and morally.
Moral flexibility.
And
What's your price?
You're getting the
Negotiable.
the cute little
Morally?
smirkiness from him that he's, like, as all said, you're showing flashing images of
The ape man.
how versatile you are.
Exploding a sniper.
As a guy's in a sniper nest with his rifle, and there's just a red spray flying off the edge of a building.
That one time we made dinner. It was all sorts of skills.
And he
I thought for a second
basically
you were referring to the sniper as dinner.
he is willing to
That's a very disturbing
convey to
mistake.
you that yes, there actually is something you can do for him.
Get the fuck out.
I like our town stable.
And he kind of gestures, over to three of his initiates over there, and you see that there are three promising young children, but he basically points to the far two that look very similar to each other. They must. You get the feeling they're probably related.
Okay.
And he is basically telling you that he would like to repay their father for being so helpful in bringing them to the temple. I was actually planning, after they have been strengthened, to restrain the effects of possibly having a ether effect and massacring people, as occasionally ethermancers do when they're young and crazy and lose their temper.
Yes, only when they're young.
Only when they're young.
Only.
And he wants to visit their father.
Ethermancers live thousands of years, so anything in the first 200 is young.
Yeah.
Are we sure about this? It hasn't been thousands of years since they showed up.
Well, that's what they're saying.
That's what the 20-year-old ethermancers tell you. We live thousands of years.
So we're young.
The first 50 years is basically a free trial. You get away with everything.
And then after that, you have to get a new email address.
Yeah.
So if you could be so kind to check in with their father and retrieve a package that he was preparing for the ethermancers.
Where is the father? Is he in town? Is he...
And when you're saying in your mind back to him, he basically throws you this picture of a map, and it just like ether swirl goes from the map, and he's only about 100 miles outside of Casablanca.
Oh, okay.
And
Still a decent distance.
walking through the desert
yeah,
with children.
desert-wise.
Yeah, this guy had to
Airship's
walk to get his
definitely
kids
better.
there. And he basically is explaining that he doesn't know the size of the package or exactly, but he has an idea, and he basically is describing it should be. By the time he would walk there, it would be more than ready to pack up, but it was being dug out of the desert from a wreckage.
Ooh, this sounds more interesting.
3 cubits by 2 cubits.
But then take away 2 cubits.
It was actually 6 cubits by 9.5 cubits, but.
But I'm using the metric cubit.
So he's basically describing it should be a fairly, the size of a table at least, package.
Okay.
And it sounds like your people are more than capable to get this package and take it back to the city. the city.
And it's being unearthed
It's-
near Casablanca.
Near his house.
Yeah, near his house,
There's
near
a
Casablanca.
wreckage that they
Okay.
spotted there, and he conveyed to
Excellent.
the master here, and he basically
Wreckages
wants
have
that.
lots of parts for airships.
Yes, they do. We can scrap it for.
Tentacles.
Mechanical tentacles. We both get what we want.
I'm sorry if I'm not Doc Ock by the end of this session.
These are my notes for the entire session.
Underwater airship. Our airship doesn't have enough tentacles. Monkey dates. Dates aren't a beverage.
That's all I'm taking out of the session.
As long as you gotta walk away, that's all that matters.
Monkey dates is the game, you know?
Yeah.
Monkey dates.
8 dates. Official. 8 men's ends of our dates.
Oh, they don't have coffee beans. They have dates.
Oh my god. How am I gonna make coffee out of dates?
I have aethermancy. We can do whatever.
Transmutation.
It's not gonna be a coffee so much as like a fig Newton with lots of
Wait,
drugs.
Wait, you know what? I don't necessarily need coffee. I just need something to give me a lot of strain at once. So let's go to Colombia. I have an idea.
Okay.
Mafioso Valdez.
Well, you know, if you take
his
a lot of
mutant goat.
dates, you'll be straining just a different orifice.
What is the
Sorry.
what is the tone of this mission? Like, are we doing it on the DL? Because I know that the Aethermasters don't necessarily want everyone in on their business.
And also, we're
Like
not really
anyone
great at
else
doing
does.
things on any kind of.
Well, we can
What
do
is
stuff
this
on.
DL you speak of?
That's loud.
He actually looks at you and smirks.
A
and he
plus.
And he basically says he would like this kept between the two of you.
Okay.
In fact, if you don't mind, and he basically is gesturing to touch your head.
Okay. That is acceptable.
You said okay.
Yes, that is acceptable to me.
Uh-oh.
You may have
Some
borrowed
type of
2
yogi.
purple. What's your discipline?
My discipline is 5 with a will of 4.
Ooh, damn! Damn! Can I borrow your red instead? Here's your 2 purple. It's
Oh
almost.
god, what the hell's happened since Dad's
That's loud.
His discipline of
The
4.
guy is gonna touch his head.
And then explode.
And then dice for being collected.
You know what? I'm gonna burn one of my points here.
You
Turn
were-
the
I
only
was.
green one yellow, and I'm gonna have to re-roll 2 of these red.
Here, I got this.
Blah! Okay.
Other roll is better. Your roll.
Why do you think I re-rolled it? So that takes out that.
6 yellow.
It's a lot of yellow.
Takes out that. Which leaves me with 3 successes and 1 threat.
Oh.
Yeah, I was ignoring those other one over there, so it's 4 threats. So you're seeing this yogi master like sweat as he's got a scanner's moment going on. The veins are just bulging in his head as he's touching you. And all of a sudden you're feeling this weird washing effect over you, like, yes, yogi master.
This is what happened when you try to read his mind.
I know, it's the hentai.
Not just the head.
Mechanical technical hentai.
As the exact moment he finishes, and you just see him like he lets his finger off of you, and like passes out backwards. As you just see his veins bulging in his arms and his head, and immediately you're looking at the Aethermancer master, and you're just like concerned. Immediately, you like dive over him. You can sense that he's extremely stressed. The important thing is you can go back to your team because you know there's this German gentleman who has hired you to pick up a package and take it back to the city.
Okay.
Not the yogi in your memory.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically jacked your memories. You did not get the job from him, but this German archaeologist who would like this ether relic brought back to the city.
Ooh, can he be French? Can he be the Belloc?
He could be French, and he always travels with dresses just in case.
Yes,
He's really a cross-dresser. But,
It's actually Hilda.
Oh god, it's so plot twist.
So yes, he's got the French accent, and he's basically paid you to go pick up this package that the city hired him to go excavate and bring back.
Sounds good.
Ooh,
Yes, my reds.
ooh, that's a good shot there. Dancing on the phone.
Turn the phone on.
Yeah. So you've got a job by this archaeologist that knows the Ethermancers to get this package and take it back to the city.
Excellent.
And you even have in your head at the local bank, because there is the Bank of Britannia here, a code number for a bank account for the 1,000 script. For the earnest money on top of the
earnest money of 1,000.
earnest money for the
Use
job.
Ernest to go get that money.
No, that sounds good. That sounds like it'll pay off for us. Okay.
With a promise of like 2,000 more upon delivery.
And the understanding that this is to be a little bit
This is to be very discreet.
more
You're-
discreet than
You were
than
actually
not so
given
discreet.
a location in the city to leave the package.
Okay. Well, that sounds good to me. I will let the yogi nap.
Okay. And see,
Let
like,
the yogi
burns
nap.
some major brain cells with that threat there.
Brain bleach is necessary.
Maybe he's forgotten he hired you for the job too.
Maybe he thinks he's French.
Maybe he thinks he's Doc Ock.
Next time we go to the Ethermancy, there's mechanical medical. Why? Why not?
Because
It seemed like
Eric!
It seemed like a good idea at the time. Okay.
it worked. So
Make some ether, and then suddenly there were tentacles on the temple.
So I'm assuming you're hitting the Bank of Britannia
You're
on
not
the way
allowed to
back.
leave the ship anymore.
Yes. I mean, first I would probably wait for everyone to get back, and then we would all go, or we
Oh,
would
okay.
send whoever the designated money handler is. I think it's either probably the captain
Yeah.
who would go pick up
Captain's
money
lost in
himself.
an opium den.
No, that's right. The captain's in the opium den, so we'd figure out amongst
Well,
ourselves.
let's maintain this tradition of getting jobs while she's not around.
That's how you get money, right?
Extremely lucrative
Apparently,
jobs.
I almost died. This is the best way
Yes,
to
but
get jobs.
lucratively. As
Yes.
opposed to almost dying and not getting paid.
So basically, the camera swipes back as you're walking down the steps slowly, and back to the cafe. Cafe de Borscht.
Borscht Stroganoff.
And,
Borscht mocha.
and as
So,
you
do
can
I
see-
know?
That's actually
So,
worse than Borscht Stroganoff.
I
Wow.
remember his real old name.
You remember his real name and the city he was born in, because you've got that great memory. And as he sees that you're starting to compose yourself of what you're going to say, and he does the whole reaching in and gingerly with 2 fingers so it doesn't look like he's pulling a gun or anything. He pulls out a small pad of paper and a pen. And may I have your name, sir?
My name is not important.
Mr. N'important.
However.
Important.
However, I am so very happy to see you, Uncle, and then say his name.
And immediately you see he's writing something, and then immediately just like skips a line across the paper, and you see him kind of like do the double. You got him unnerved with that. I'm sorry, I'm usually better at placing faces. So
I
I'm
know.
getting into my Russian. Placing faces.
I know. And that is why my name is not being given.
And he kind of like just slightly squids the eyes.
I'm sure
trying to-
you understand.
I am a master of discretion. So, could you at least tell me where we met before?
Give him.
The heat of the day affects the memory, as you might understand.
Give him the. I'm assuming he would have gone to the. What would be the equivalent of the Russian Balmoral?
Mhm.
So the winter retreat that was not necessarily public but family
Yeah.
related.
Okay. And he's like, was this in 68? Or 74? You immediately know 74 is a lie. He's testing you. Because it was blown up by then.
Right.
He's immediately testing you, and you immediately know that he is.
In 74, the grapes had gone bad.
And he kind of like squints and gives you this nod, like, yes, I got you. Okay, so what can I do for you?
As you told me, I'm searching for people.
Is there anyone of importance that you're searching for? It is very hot here.
I have been told that anyone of importance is dead.
And immediately he's reading into what you're saying. He's like, okay, I got you. And he just gingerly puts his pin down in front of you. It's almost like he's doing it not for you, but for someone watching. And then he pulls the pin up, blatantly pulls the cap off, and kind of like gestures to one side. And you notice that one of the guys in the booth gets really relaxed. And then he does this and looks this way. And one of the guys in that booth gets relaxed, and he puts the cap back on, puts the pin down. Obviously, you're reading. He's telling his Goombas that it's okay because you didn't realize it at first, but as soon as he skipped a beat, they like started getting ready to come out with guns ablazing.
Like Doran.
So what is it that I can do for you?
That is the unfortunate part. I do not know.
Are you looking for a place to relax comfortably? Are you?
I believe it is not my destiny to be relaxed.
Are you seeking long lost relatives or family heirlooms? Beginning by heirlooms, he may be referring to like weapons or something like that.
Oh,
Heirlooms.
I am trying to see. No, see is the wrong word. I am trying to feel whether it is possible for me to ever be home.
Well, you know what the writers say, that you can never go home again. But I think all things are possible. Are you needing transportation to go home?
No.
Are you looking to possibly send a message home?
Oh, no.
I believe that if all of the children of Mother Russia unite, the crackpot inventors can be sent packing, and the cold northern winters can come back down to Mother Russia.
The cold Russian winters are very much like home.
And this time of year with the winter as it is, I've heard that near Alaska is where the winter storms currently are, if that is what you need to know.
That is very helpful.
So what is it that I can do for you?
You have already done so much.
If
Plot
you,
twist pulls out a gun, shoots it.
you have been shot by a poison bullet. For the antidote, you'll do this dirty job for me. Spy ring circle 101. So, and he pulls, his pin out and he flips his little flip of paper and he starts scribbling some information down on a piece of paper and pulls it out. So here is my favorite recipe in case you ever come across one of the bistros and would like to have the special sauce made for the meal for
Thank
the
you.
holidays
Thank
to
you.
remind you of home. And he basically is slipping you the note. You notice there's some kind of coordinates on it.
I'm not even gonna look at it right now.
Okay, you're just corner of your eye, you're seeing coordinates. And he immediately is starting to get up and he pats his little vest down.
Does this place have in the name of good vodka?
This place has the best vodka.
Oh, allow me.
I will be in my booth. My regular booth is always over there. If you would like, I am being told that your beautiful companion is on her way back.
Being told?
Being told.
No one's nearby. Being told.
Yes,
Well, he's
being
a
told.
spellmaster.
As all of a sudden, you see where he's looking, and you see that the hostess is actually waving a menu slightly different than your menu. And she's waving it like she's hot.
Because it's the desert.
Because it's the desert. And you have a sense that she's got a straight shot of the direction that your lovely
On the
companion.
DL.
And he immediately reached over and straightens the silverware out that he moved slightly out of place.
So fast.
And proceeds to go over there and sit down in his private booth where he's just pulls the curtain slightly down so it's just marring his face and he can see you. And that's when the waitress comes over and she's, I'm sorry, did you say you would like some vodka?
Oh, yes, both for me and for my, what's uncle in Russian? Varnya?
Uncle in
Uncle,
Russian, yeah.
uncle in Russian.
And she immediately blushes and she looks, he's your uncle?
In a manner of speaking.
Then I am your cousin. And she reaches and takes your hand and kind of shakes your hand excitingly. And she just sparkles.
Dya.
Dya. And I am your cousin.
Oh, so nice to meet
You, you don't recognize me because I was a small child when mother took me and brought me to Casablanca. And she just throws this litany of family members' names out there, and you're just like, good thing I'm good at charisma and faking it, because I have no idea who you're talking about. And she immediately will scamper off. She leaves her tray, she had her hand down, and she comes back with the premium vodka. And immediately realizes, oh, the tray, and she puts down glasses, and she pours 4 glasses and puts 2 glasses on the table, one for you, one for her, the bottle with you. She grabs the tray, kind of giddy, and bounces over and says, and she starts whispering, and he's just you can see he's trying to physically calm her down with his body language of just calm down. And she's just and she turns around and says, to family, really loud, and she cheers toasts with the glass.
The daughter of a
To
spy.
family!
Nostrovia.
Nostrovia.
And everyone shoots, and just then your friend is coming. Hilda's coming around, and she's seeing you all toast. And she double steps to grab her glass and lift it up what did I miss?
Obviously, I missed something.
Now, I will give you with that great perception roll when you watch her leave, that you realize when she's come back, she has a hint on her skirt of, it looks like adobe powder, what the buildings are made out of.
Oh, okay.
She may have rubbed up against the wall or something
Crawled through a
else.
window.
Your words, not mine.
Something.
And she immediately cheers, and she's giving you this look family? And the young lady comes back, and she of course refills her glass, your glass, and she's one more to family and to reunions, and she looks at you like she wants you to finish the toast.
May they happen soon.
And she's happen soon? She looks at Hilda in her belly, to family!
To family.
Nostrovia! And slams it, and then basically fills your glasses up and leaves the bottle, and she is all giddy with her little tray and goes back behind the counter, and you hear her dive in the kitchen, and she's talking to somebody who gets kind of excited because your pans and pots
I just saw
fly.
my cousin!
Jesus. the spy master's daughter is the most overt person in all of Casablanca.
She is their cover.
No, which is probably a great cover for
Yeah.
people who
Yeah.
wouldn't believe that person to actually be a spy master.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's one of the things that's letting me know that this is a really good place because she hasn't had to learn her father's tricks.
Well,
Either
actually-
that or she's even better
Yeah.
and is faking being that bad. In which case, I want to give her more drinks.
Or is so good,
Or is
she
so-
can be that bad,
Yeah.
and it doesn't affect her.
It doesn't change it.
Like she's gonna be like, this is when we're doing this illegal stuff.
You see,
With a
challenge.
glance. Okay.
Says this two-way cop.
And of course, Hilda's like, is there something you'd like to say?
There are so few of us left. We are all family.
And when you say, the way you say that,
I know we're not playing
Immediately-
D&D, but like, Hilda, insight check.
you actually kind of get from her that when you say the so few of us left, she kind of like turns in on herself emotionally. You're getting the idea that she's lost some people. You ain't the only one that's lost family. At least from her point of view. Okay, so, basically, screen swipe. You guys are all back at the ship. You've all done your things. Our engineer is super excited because she's got her new part that's like dropping right into the mount. It's perfect for the engine because she's that good. And you're realizing your drugs are like gold here. As you're double checking the padlocks to make sure the locks are shut.
No
When it
fucking
gets to
orphans on the ship.
When it gets to some place where nobody's watching you, take a look at the coordinates, memorize them. Where roughly are they?
You actually notice the coordinates are go ahead and give me a navigation. That would be the,
Intelligence.
yeah. Which I think only the
I
captain
do not
has.
have
No.
astrocartography.
I also have it.
She wouldn't. Oh, you have it also.
I do not
Navigation,
have
yeah.
It's
How are we
gonna-
so bad at navigating?
I'm a better navigator than the captain is.
It should be like one of the first ones. It should be the,
It's astrocartography.
Yeah, astrocartography.
yep, the
Okay.
second one.
That's an int.
Okay, it's gonna be against 3 purple.
Actually, do not have any of that. However,
This will be interesting. You do have light side points, destiny points.
I also have my magic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We
So
also have crew members.
Yeah. He's
Well, yes, but
keeping
I'm
it
trying
secret.
Not to tell people first.
He's being incommunicato.
So, let's see. How do you do spells again? So I've got the primal off of.
Yes, it's your
Okay,
your
your cunning.
primal skill keyed off of your
Cunning.
cunning
Okay. So that's my magic roll.
Yep.
versus 2
Versus
purple.
2 purple?
Is it 2 purple?
Yep.
Right, because they don't want to do
Yeah.
anything tricky with
Yeah.
it.
So you're just trying to
Okay.
use your primal magic to give you like a flashback
enhance.
to a map that you saw when you left the airship or something.
Right.
Okay, go for it. You're gonna want some upgrades.
Ooh, good.
Nah, he's fine.
Successes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So 3 success. So immediately you're looking at these coordinates and you're feeling like this paper in your hand is burned in the back of your skull. You are memorizing it.
Right.
You're using photographic memory from a primal point of view, and immediately you're like, what was it again? What was it again? Where's these coordinates? I know these coordinates, and your brain starts doing the whole mind palace thing of charts.
Right.
Go ahead and roll your roll for astrogation, and go ahead and get a blue dice and an upgrade one of your greens to a yellow.
Okay. And you said
And
versus
it's
3
3 purple. Yep.
Okay.
As all of a sudden you have a vague sense of where it is,
Mhm.
but this will be giving you the exact pin it down on the map.
Okay.
You know before you even make that roll that this is one of these small clusters of cities outside of Casablanca, little villages.
Oh.
But this
I was
roll will
expecting Alaska. But okay.
This is just where you go to get the special sauce.
Again,
Mhm.
since this is part of my destiny,
okay.
So green to yellow.
Green to a yellow. Yep. And look at that one yellow's already on a triumph there, trying to warm it up for you.
That's
Wow.
good successes again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Three
Three
successes
threat,
and 3
but-
threat.
So immediately in your mind, you know exactly which one of these 3 little villages outside of town that
three
it's.
strain.
So actually, there's going to be something happening with your 3 threat.
Yay!
Okay.
So as you're busy walking with Hilda and you're having this whole in your head moment.
Oh no! I wasn't walking. I was in my cabin alone
Oh, okay. So this is when you're in your cabin. Okay.
because I need to destroy the actual piece of paper.
I thought this was like as you were leaving.
Oh
you were
no!
doing this.
No.
Okay.
This is when I'm alone in my cabinet.
Okay. So you're in your cabin and you're doing this, and all of a sudden, as you're looking at it. So if you're in your cabin, I would have given you a blue because you would have had ship charts. See?
So roll a blue.
No, it's too late. We already rolled.
Let's do it.
It's too late.
No. I'm also not going to the chart room so people see me looking at charts.
True. So immediately you're looking at this, you're memorizing it, your brain is doing this mind palace bit where you're picking on the
Right.
map exactly where this map is. All of a sudden you get this ping where you're flipping the numbers and you're realizing it's giving you this small city and it's giving you, if you flip the longitude and latitude coordinates, up in almost Alaska in the Arctic.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, you're just starting to feel that both of these places mean something.
Mean something.
And you're in your mind palace. You're feeling this. You're getting primal. You're getting all just anxiety of the home and the missing and the sadness. And what you're not realizing while you're in this little vision, that literally a small fire is starting in the room with your ethermancy. You basically just lost control of it. And as you're thinking of hot and cold and trying to mend the elements with your ethermancy, you're losing control of the vision. And all of a sudden, the rest of the group on the ship, especially the ethermancer, who just at this exact moment is walking back on the ship to tell you guys, you
Do I feel fire?
Lose everyone.
you sense that
Lose
someone is
everyone.
losing their proverbial ether shit. As in, like a ether maelstrom may happen. Basically, like the maelstrom effect.
Well, that sounds terrible.
We should leave. This plane of existence.
Ooh, I rolled good.
Well,
I rolled good.
well.
So you step on the ship and you're hearing this vibration that most normal people can't hear because it's the ether. The ether is angry. The ether is doing things, and you're sensing that there's something going on.
You can feel it vibrating in your cockles.
Yes. It's like the sounds of a million people having upset stomachs.
A million
Then
people
suddenly
bubbling
evacuating
at
their
once. So what is it that you do as you're getting on the ship and you feel this?
Who is here? Like, is everyone else here?
At this point, I'm assuming everyone's made it back. You know that from the sounds you're hearing, she's tinkering in the engine, attaching something. She found something.
Can I follow where the noises are coming from?
Give me a perception roll.
Okay. Can I use Ithermancy instead?
Oh
of
yeah,
perception?
you can definitely use ethermancy.
What am I?
I will
rolling
give
against?
you. It's going to be your straight up normal ethermancy roll against 2 purple, and I'll give you 2 blue.
Does that include the extra blue for the ship?
Well, you're giving yourself 2 blue, weren't you? Which you didn't use that, or just recalled.
No, I thought the 2 blue. I thought I'd already used my 2 blue.
Oh, you did when you were.
Right.
Yeah.
However, you didn't answer my question about does that include the extra blue for the ship?
It would include the 2 blue because the ship does give for perception, right?
Right.
So yes, you would get 2 blue because the ship is your baby. It's your home. You guys are,
Okay, that's what I
damn,
needed.
2 potent blue.
So
Damn.
I have 1 success and like 9 advantages.
So
40.
you open your eyes to the ether. Immediately you get ether eyes. You know, there's like the fog coming off of your eyes of etherness. And you're like, you kind of like look inside with ether eyes. Look this way with your ether eyes. And immediately you're seeing from the direction of his cabin, ether like a fog that no one else can see oozing through the floor.
Look with your ether eyes.
What would you like to use your advantage for, since you have a butt ton of them?
I have a butt ton of advantage. Is the thing installed yet?
Yes, it is.
This is a bunch of extra ether, right? That's just kind of spilling off,
Yeah.
like extra fuel.
Uh-huh.
How would you like to try something?
As he's walking in with his ether, how would you like to try something?
My eyes are a little bit on fire right now. It's okay, it's normal.
She gives him the side eye.
My eyes are tentacles.
Yeah, thank goodness I didn't choose that as my aesthetic.
Well, at the ship.
It might give you free fuel. Because there seems to be a bunch of ether flowing through your hallway.
Really?
Yes, coming out from the cabin up that way.
All right, I'm gonna try and collect it.
Okay, how you gonna do that?
And with the,
You're gonna now take the thing off and carry it with you, like a little shop vac?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
I assume I'm gonna be in like my med room, locking everything up, and I just see them. I see
Do I smell the
zoom
smoke?
towards the engineering
You do
department.
not smell the smoke.
No.
Because oddly enough, this
burning
ether
down my
fire
ship.
is giving off ether as the smoke. It's weird. It's this whole metaphoric.
I
It's
bet
a-
It's ether
if
ethers.
you wanted to keep it hooked up to the thing, do you have a hose nearby?
Oh,
That we
always.
could attach to like the intake valve and you could jury
I
rig
do,
something.
I know.
Yeah, are you kidding? Our engineer
Mechanics
has
jury-
hose all over the place.
She's got hose.
And it's gonna be it's two purple, and you have a blue because you're in your workshop. You are all about jury rigging things together. As you're like, let's go find the thing.
Alrighty. Now.
It's not bad roll.
Better.
Yeah, but all I got was advantages. So I got 2 advantages.
Okay, so you rig something that you think is gonna work, because she's just like,
All
as
sudden
walking, you're
empty.
bolting it down. It's like, this will work. I'm sure. As you're guiding
Yeah,
her,
and I guide her down
and you're
the thing.
realizing the smoke. You're following it, and it's going right out of from underneath his door.
There's not normally a ether machine in his room, right?
Except
It's
when
just-
him and Hilda are going at it full tilt.
Oh.
That's what she calls them, the ether machine.
It's my ether machine. Okay, so
Says Hilda.
As we're both standing outside, one of us is the hose and the other one is weird eyes. It's like, do we want to go in there right now? I mean, I'm used
And
to
the
weird
room
tecnical
sounds-
things, but this is still a
and the
little
room
weird.
sounds
seems like a
oddly
bad idea.
silent, because the two of them have been whispering to each other in really hushed tones that you can just.
It's coming out of this room.
Yeah.
As we got closer now, can I smell the smoke?
Well, it's not really smoke. It's ether coming off. these
Would you
nice
like me to
flames.
try something?
Oh god.
Yes!
He doesn't even wait. It's like, would you like me to try something? Yeah. He answers for me.
It's like watching Dora the Explorer. There's a pause where he does not care about anything that comes from anywhere.
I think there would be a good it would be a good time to magic her up so that she can have the senses.
You
to
could
be able
do
to see
this.
things.
I got the power.
Yeah, that's as he
Yeah.
Bring it,
throws your
John.
So
Is this what you do? Is this what it's like for you?
as describe what it looks like when you do your ethermancy to her eyes, and she has ether
Oh my
eyes.
god, I don't even need my spell. What?
I'm gonna poke my head out into the hallway and look down the hall at them.
So yeah, so I've enhanced your senses. So you can see the ether, you can smell it, you can hear it, you can taste it.
Your ears are now hearing this snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispie sound coming from the room. Your eyes have the glowy tentacles. You're coming out and you're like, what?
I'm gonna walk down the hall and I'm like, why are you like this?
And you're hearing the snap, crackle, pop, and you're definitively smelling this weird almondy mint smoke coming out from the door.
Because there's almond mint invisible smoke coming out from his house. Room door.
I'm gonna slap him again and shout the same thing.
That's why that's
No, he's wrong!
I'm gonna slap her and shout the same thing.
why she's got a hose.
You have a triumph. I'll say you've got enough magic in your
Yeah, sure.
in your hands that you
You
can be
slap
like
me.
slap ether eyes, and you're looking and you're seeing
See,
bellows
Mummy
of
an
this,
opium den.
this weird green ether smoke coming bellowing out from behind the door.
That's not
And it
normal.
sounds like there's a bonfire in his room.
I'm gonna bust the door down.
Okay, give me a athletics roll there. As you're also like,
Against what? 2?
it's gonna be against 2 purple and a black, because I'm sure he locked the door. It sounds like something he would do.
Why do dice hate me?
Oh no!
Hey.
Go.
So you know the last roll I did?
Same
Same result. A threat.
So 1 threat. Go ahead and take a straight. As he slaps you, you get etherized, and you're like,
Oh shit!
to the rescue! And you hit the door, and the door hits you back as you like stomp to that
That's an
that
etherized door
macho
right there.
kick,
Alive.
and the stand. You just bounce back.
You built a really nice door. Can you open that door? Or maybe I'll.
Can I use mechanics to take the door
I
off
will
the...
accept a 3 purple and a black against your mechanics. And she like immediately whips out this tool. It's like doorknob falls off.
Did she get an extra blue because she's actually got ether eyes and can see all of the?
Yeah, she would have enhanced senses,
Yes,
so
she
her
has enhanced
sensitivity.
senses.
I'll give her a blue for that. That was good teamwork there.
Okay, so...
Ooh.
Freaking... Okay.
Security is a serious thing on the ship.
But I don't want a door open. I close that door.
Shit. Okay. So I got 3 advantage and 1 failure.
Oh.
So she's going, and the door is just. You apparently were so wanting security, you put a chair against the door too.
I'm going.
Peter, open the goddamn door!
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Peter's eyes are just rolling in the back of his head. The paper he's got is just burning with ether flames. That's burned the ink off the paper, but not the paper yet.
Burn more shit down.
And he's just
Kill
like,
him.
eyes are rolled back, having a little mini seizure.
How important is this door to you?
The door is nothing compared to the ship.
I agree. We're
I
gonna.
was thinking you'd say Peter.
I,
We know your priorities are.
I would like to.
Gallivant is more love.
I would like to burn down the door.
Okay. I
quickly
will
just
give
the
you
door.
a blue because there's the ether smoke
What?
coming
Wait,
out from
you're
under
gonna
the
set
door.
fire to my ship?
No, just the door. Because you just said that the door is less important than your ship
But
is.
Father!
I'm gonna slap him one last time.
You wanna slap-
Why are you like this?
You want to be lit on fire
And
also?
While he's starting to call the ether energy, both of you are looking at him, and he looks like this radiant angel with ether just like
Yeah,
collecting
but we know
onto his
better.
back like energy
Oh,
wings.
there's lots
And
of
he's
ether
pulling
energy
the
wings.
ether smoke off the ground, and it's just coalescing around his arms and snaking up, and he looks beautiful.
Who needs opium?
Oh.
Who needs opium when you got magic drugs?
I take my goggles.
And go ahead and turn one of those purple red.
Yes.
Because interesting things could happen here.
Wait, if he can just soak up all of the ether that's bleeding off and setting fire to stuff,
You could have
Well,
just-
can you just make anything out of raw ether? Like
Not
mundane
anything.
objects?
I don't think there's
Like
rules for
cake?
like. Yeah, I don't think there's rules for like conjuration.
3D ether
Ether
printing.
cake.
Oh, yes, there are.
Yeah, the
Oh,
color
there is. There's a whole conjuration one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. You absolutely can.
So
But
you can just soak it all up and like we can sell cake.
Ether cookies.
Ether cookies.
Yeah.
Buy it, ether cookies.
It's 3D ether printing.
another triumph.
Oh!
Damn!
That's what happens when you throw four yellow dice and you're not me.
I was just hoping for a spare, I'll be honest.
Me too. I mean.
So what does it look like when their ether eyes are looking at you and you are just this majestic ether god? And yes, you have total control of the ether when you make this door just go away.
Yeah. Like basically, the door disintegrates. Like it
just
doesn't burn. It
full of
just kind of
sparkles.
oops. And it looks like a glitter shower in the
The chair falls down.
The chair just bumps,
Bumps.
and there you are having a seizure with like 5 little flames of ether burning different things in the room.
Yes, you should use your hose on that.
I'm gonna try and put out suck up the flames,
Ooh.
suck up the fire.
Ooh, we should market this. You think there's a market for like? Because I don't think a water hose would work on ether fire.
Every temple should have one.
We could be elected as safety commissioners in every city we get in and demand that they all get installed.
So
I totally am going to go back to my desk and make goggles that will see the aether.
We can work on this together.
So you immediately are running in there with your hose, and you turn this device on, and it sounds like a shop vac, and you start sucking the ether. It's a good thing you created this device well. Oh wait.
I didn't.
As she goes up and sucks the ether, because she's like seeing ether coming off of everything, because she has
Yes.
aura eyes. She's going up to Peter and like goes to the note and sucks it right out of his hand. It's a good thing the ink burned off already. And all of a sudden you hear this thump, and then both of you guys are looking at her as confetti comes flying out the back end of it. As you're realizing,
conjuration magic.
as you're realizing, there's a little jet stream of pure ether smoke shooting out of the back end of the device because it's sucking it in, but it's just spitting it out the other end. And you're occasionally taking ether flames, and all of a sudden you'll see like little poofs of the fire burning up the little smoke of ether coming out. But it is putting out the fire. It's just shooting flames out of the back
It should
end.
be storing it in the battery, but the
It
battery
should
is not
be,
right.
but it's basically exhausting it right
Exactly.
now. It's basically like having a shop vac with the other end wide open, so it's just coming in and going out
But
with
it's
no filter.
It's transforming it from fire to
Confetti.
confetti, which is going to be great at the next.
I'm gonna administer
ether
first
raid.
aid to Peter, who's currently
Okay.
stroking out.
So as soon as
Step
you
one of first aid, slap him.
okay, you slap him, and as soon as you slap him, you come out of it.
That's why it's step one of first aid.
Yeah. And you're looking at, they're all in your room, your door's gone, the chair's on the floor, the note is out of your hand. You smell this weird smell, and your teeth taste like you chewed on tinfoil.
I remove his tinfoil.
You mean
And
it's
by
deep?
tinfoil, you mean teeth.
That's what's left. Oh, wait, we can grow new ones.
I don't think I did that right.
The first time he's left alone to do magic, as magic, and bad things happen.
It's okay.
I'd like to go back to the teeth tinfoil thing.
Yes. Do you want more teeth? It'll probably help you in your next brawl.
Ether teeth foil, you know.
So both of us need to say the same thing at the same time. We need to
By
go
the way, all three of them have glowing ether eyes. So you think you might be tripping balls, by the way.
What's up?
This is normal.
It's not normal. Not
They
at all.
took a second
Not at
for you to
all.
realize, but it's
You're able to give people that?
Oh yes.
You can really do just about anything.
Apparently.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, that's neat. I have to remember that.
Yes.
Please don't try it on me.
As you're looking at the crumpled fire, like the leftover fires, I need to try that on you next time.
My eyes are waving around like this, like I'm getting dizzy. I'm extremely nauseous right now.
Do you want to stop
Alright,
tasting?
are you going back to the
Okay.
engine?
I never wanted to start.
Not yet. Actually, I'm heading back to use my contraption skill.
Before you go, since we're all here,
Yes.
yes, we need to go to.
The village just south of here, and we need to go there.
Is that the same place I want to go?
No.
No. We need to go to a village over here.
So you whip out a map?
Why not both?
Yeah.
My client will pay us.
Oh, you can come into the job.
Okay, we'll do that first, and then we'll do the other one.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, depending on how sensitive you think yours is, we can do
Mine's
yours.
not time.
No, what I'm saying is, mine requires picking up something.
Right.
If yours doesn't require having anything on it, it might be better to do yours first so that we don't endanger it when we go to the second place.
I mean, we could just bounce back to Casablanca.
So while they're
Oh, true,
talking,
true,
you're
we can
grabbing
do
your
that.
contraption.
But I'm going back to my workshop
Okay.
to use my contraption skill and create and flip one of those. So I can make ether goggles, so I can see this whenever I
So
want.
you're basically scanning
scanning.
the eyes. You're like, I'm gonna replicate this.
Oh,
Yes.
you don't need to do that. There's a chemical for that. It's ether dust. It just reacts to other ether.
Alright.
And now there's another fire. All right.
No, this is actually actually pretty good.
Okay, good.
Two
Okay,
successes,
so 2 successes
and
and
advantage.
advantage. So,
So you were basically,
goggles.
while you have ether eyes, you're
While
like
I'm like,
scanning yourself,
inspiration has struck me.
and instantly you're looking at the engine, and the engine is
The
beautiful.
mage struck me.
You're seeing
Gallivant
the inner
is
workings
always
of the
beautiful.
ether going through the machine, and it's glowing, and you're just like, I always want to look at the engine like this.
Actually, what you're probably also seeing is how ether dirty the engine is. And has never been ether washed.
Ether ore. It's a brand new
practically
engine.
brand new engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've blown up a lot of things inside the Gallivant. Okay, just straight up, how many fogs and clouds and smoke?
I don't know. You tell me.
That was on before the new engine.
So
I mean,
you have
just
ether
been-
eye goggles.
Yeah, so I
How
have dark
many
vision
fog and
goggles.
explosions have you
and
done in this
so I've
ship?
got like
You tell
like
me.
2 pairs of goggles around.
And she was cute when she's
Kinda.
leaving. She's just like, yeah, job, whatever. Gotta
Yeah,
go make
whatever.
device.
I'm like, I gotta keep this. I gotta like figure out how to. So yes, now I have ether goggles.
Like he's still getting me on the ground. I'm like, you all right?
Oh yeah.
All right. I
Thank you.
don't need to slap you again.
No.
Sure.
Actually, probably just
Sure,
the
I can slap you
that
again.
I can flip
Flip
down,
down.
flip
100%.
down. So I have my
Okay.
dark vision. Switch that to the.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
You might need a second application of the slap drug.
No. we just talked it out.
Yeah.
He doesn't need it.
Well,
I do, however, eventually need another door.
yes, one.
Hilda's not shy.
Yeah, whatever. I'll get to it.
Look how you traded the last one.
Whatever.
You know what we say in this house. If you lock doors, you're
I'm
going to lose your door.
reinstalling the other the device. Because that
Okay.
will give us a boost.
Okay? As you guys are talking about the
But I'm
job.
doing it with my new ether. I
So
can
where-
see where I
how
went
far
wrong
apart
with my
are
nose
they
now.
actually?
Yeah, how far apart are the villages?
Is there?
The 2 villages are actually, you can go kind of beep, hit your village, and then continue on into the desert to
Okay.
hit
That-
this village.
that sounds like a
in
good
that
plan.
case, let's do that.
It wouldn't be too far of a course correction to
Okay.
hit
So
one
is
and the
Hilda
other.
on board?
Hilda actually, later on, a messenger is knocking on the door after you guys finish your conversation, so go ahead and finish your conversation.
And no, I tell everyone about the $1,000 earnest money plus the promise of more should we succeed adequately. We're going to a village where we're picking up a package at a wrecked ship, so there's a chance we might be able to get some salvage.
Salvage what?
And we're doing it for this very legitimate French businessman that is legitimate.
Legitimately legitimate. And pretty much at that point, the captain is staggering in from her usual escapades. And she's just like, yeah, whatever. Just tell me where I need to pilot the ship. And she goes into her bunk.
I prefer to imagine that she's coming in still drug-addled, sees our tentacle fire on it.
And that's why she just turns away from you guys.
Yeah. Just like, nope. Nope.
Should be flying
Not on my
away.
ship.
I heard money, but okay. But also, nope.
I definitely should be flying today.
This is a bad day to
And
stop
she just hits her
snorting
bunk.
glue.
And she just hits the bunk face first.
Guess I'm flying.
Well, no, she will autopilot fly for you
Yeah.
all.
No, I can do it. I'm a better pilot than she is.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Does anyone have anything they want to do? Like, we should probably go pick up the earnest money.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
worst case scenario, we still get that money.
Have we resupplied the ship?
You pretty much, the captain took care of that while she was out, so
Okay.
yes, you are pretty much
Before
resupplied.
going to the opium.
Before-
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've
she's
been
done
completely resupplied with 6 or 7 different types of opium.
Yeah. Matter of fact, they put a vaporizer in the ship
She
for
is-
it.
We're all high as shit.
It's like, well, the Aether man, woohoo!
Make sure that we have lots of extra water.
Water is one of those things that, by the way, they're having a hard time getting for
Yeah,
you.
and the
fine,
more
I can
water
make
we
water.
stick,
If you're
we
willing to
can.
pay a lot, you can get water.
I can make water. Don't
Won't
worry.
you make water?
I can make water.
Okay, so then we'll just make sure we pick up some extra empty
We've
containers.
got plenty of empty
Yeah.
containers. Yeah, the reservoir.
Water.
Remember the one reservoir you already emptied
Yeah,
out?
no, we're not storing drinking water in that reservoir.
But we
I cleaned it!
with
So,
what?
so as you guys are
I had all
actually,
those urchins going into our
Yeah.
back
Cleaned it with urchins?
Do you know how
Oh,
do you know how dirty they are? We saw the
It's a
inside
hard
of
knock
one.
life. for it's hard knock
It's
life.
like a chimney sweep. With an urchin at the end of it. Plop, plop, plop. Well,
Yeah.
this one's name is Swiffer.
My name's Oliver, actually. He's a bit of a masochist. Please, man, may I have some more?
May I scrub some more? So as you guys are getting ready to head off to the Bank of Britannia, there's a young lad, obviously it looks like a messenger, sitting there waiting outside the hatch until you guys pop the hatch to come on outside. And immediately he comes whipping out a note in his hand.
Oh,
And the
it's a
kid
note.
just like lets go of the note and like immediately drops to the ground, like squinches down to not be killed.
Good reflexes.
As the note
Sorry,
is like
we're-
fluttering
we're-
through the air.
Get the note.
Okay, who's gonna grab the note? Which one of you?
I'll do
Three.
it with fire if no one else does it quickly.
Are one of you two gonna grab the note?
I
Did I
guess I'll
see it?
grab it.
Yeah, you all were jumping out as Peter whips that pistol out like nobody's business.
It's like,
Sorry,
yeah,
had
I'm
to
gonna
had to
take
write down the chimney sweep.
it down and
Give me a quick athletics roll against two
I
purple.
help.
It should be super easy, right? Right? Wow, with your athletics like that, I should have flipped them.
I got 2
What would
advantages.
you like to use with your 2 advantage? Help the next person that's gonna go for the letter?
Yeah.
Because immediately she dives out to snatch the letter and it's just
And-
it like wafts away. So who's gonna try to grab the
I
letter next?
guess I will.
You get
Okay.
blue.
It's helpful.
How many?
How many?
How many
Two.
advantages? 2 blue?
Because she was giving it to the next person, not a specific person.
How many purple?
Against 2 purple.
Purple.
I think you
Yeah.
guys know. So you immediately snatch this little telegram note, and it's from Hilda. There's like perfume coming off of it. There's lipstick marks,
I just hand it to him.
and you're immediately like, I don't want to see this.
Are you sure you don't want a tentacle eye to see if there's
No, I
magic?
don't.
If there's magic on this note?
So,
I'd like to
and
slap him
by
and
the
shout,
way,
why are you like this again?
Are you turning off the tentacle eyes? Because you
I've
had
turned off
super
theirs.
potent.
Yeah.
Okay, so you look and it's a note from Hilda.
You're just still
She's
going.
just letting you know that she's secured a place here in town,
Okay.
and she was able to get a message to her friends
Okay.
that she wanted to meet here, and basically is giving you 2 addresses. And currently she's seeing about securing the location she's found. And don't leave me waiting. XOXOXO lipstick mark to prove it's her
It's
lips.
her lips.
You've gotten to the point you recognize her lipstick marks. Mainly
That could have been forged just like fingerprints.
She
like,
does this
You take a piece of tape and you just
lipstick.
on her face and
They could have just went smack. And basically,
smack her in the face, smack the paper.
I have counterfeited your signature.
Oh,
Stolen your signature. And then she looks and she goes, and my lipstick was sleep toxin.
Okay, double check
Romeo
to
and
make
Juliet.
sure that there's not any I've been forced to write this code inside the code.
Okay, I will give you a blue dice because you're now knowing her jam because you're good like that. Give me a perception.
Because you're on the ship,
And it's
you get
against,
blues.
And it's against 2 purple. Which probably
2
makes you
purple.
think it's
So we need
legit.
1 more blue, and
You guys notice he's like seriously giving this letter the double look.
double look.
And you notice this is her sexy
Yikes.
handwriting. This is the handwriting when she writes you naughty notes.
So there's a code within the code. But it's that kind of code.
And the
It's a
code's
good
telling
code.
you that the XOs have extra dangly suggestive bits. That you know that basically what she's saying is, I've got a new apartment. You need to come here and christen every room in the apartment with me.
Ew.
Every piece of furniture. Even the bathroom sink.
oh, especially the bathroom.
And the date monkey.
The date.
The date bowl needs to be christened.
Oh god.
Bad dates.
That's how dates become a beverage.
We've gone full circle.
Just like the date.
So you guys are heading to
I
the
flush. You've never seen me flush before.
Oh no, we've seen you flush before.
I need to go see Hilda.
Okay, so do you ask around about the addresses? Or do you buy a map? You can buy a map.
I'll
There's touristy maps everywhere
I'll just buy
for-
a map.
Okay, so when you buy the map, go ahead and give me your charisma roll to the vendor when you're buying the map.
Charisma?
Basically
or
your charm.
Okay.
Just to see what kind of map you get against two purple.
An animated map.
I'm a map.
The bullshit
I'm a map,
tourist
I'm a
map
map,
or a
I'm a
real
map.
map? Okay.
Oh, wash.
Oh wow,
Oh,
total
no, it's-
wash. No, it is.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
total wash.
When you and your compatriots are coming to buy the map, the vendor's like, Fendi, here, you need maps for Casablanca. What are you looking for, my friends? And he is like totally schmoozing you up, Mr. Customer. So where is it you're wanting to go so I know what kind of map to give you? Do you have an address? A business in particular? You seem to be wealthy travelers.
Residential.
Residential.
Yes, I'm looking for.
It's very
I
hard.
won't give them the address, but there should have been a section because because there's like
Oh, you are looking for something in the nice part of town. Oh, do you have something specific so I know what neighborhood?
well that would have been the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I would have given him the neighborhood.
Okay, so he's basically, but do you have anything? How do I say anything more specific? And by the way, who's got the best perception here?
Me.
You?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
your perception?
My perception is.
Perception's based on what?
Oh,
Cunning.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's probably him.
One yellow and two green.
Okay, so I need to be rolling that.
Wow,
And-
he's an expert schmoozer.
Oh no, this isn't for the schmoozer.
Oh gosh, I'll take an extra black. That causes my fear that I'm actually being snobby on this vendor.
Okay. So
So what's the?
Oh no, he
this
rolled.
was for something that happened because, he's schmoozing you and talking to all of you and, you, pretty lady, you would like a
Why is he talking to all of us? Why am I there?
Well, you're all
We
going
were all
together
going
to the
toward the
bank.
bank. We were all
Oh,
going
that's
toward the bank.
right.
Would you like a pretty scarf? Here, and he grabs this handful of scarves and puts them around the earth. Look, very pretty, and they smell so nice. You should buy one for your pretty lady too, with the map. And he
With
pulls
her
out,
goggles, she can see the smell coming off of it.
Yeah, I'm like.
she doesn't like pretty things. Is
She
she for
prefers
sale?
oils.
Okay, can I make
Just
a
not the fragrant
streetwise
kinds.
roll at this point?
You can.
Against.
It's going to be against a red and 2 purple.
Against a YOLO. Means he's about to die.
And you're noticing that he's like waving 5 different types of maps in front of you, and he just keeps doing one of these. Like he's not wanting you to grab anyone specifically.
So that's another wash.
Nope.
No, you succeeded,
So
but you have
you
disadvantage.
succeeded, but you
Or
have
threat.
3 threat. So immediately you're realizing this guy is stalling you for some reason. He
Right.
is basically
He's
pulling the vendor
pickpockets.
bit,
Uh-huh.
and you don't know exactly why. You know that he's up to
He's up to
something,
something I don't know what. Watch my pockets.
and then all of a sudden you reach down to watch your pockets. And for that, see, the pickpocket was what I rolled. Those 3 advantages are what's letting the pickpocket get about a block ahead of you before you look up and realize the pickpocket's running down the street with your billfold.
Doesn't your billfold have like the ship's money in it?
No.
No, and that's
Okay.
actually my fake billfold. as I established
you-
in
yes.
Berlin, I
Yes.
have a fake
You
billfold.
said you had the money belts to keep
Uh-huh.
things safe, and you have the throwaway
The throwaway
billfold.
billfold.
Pickpocket only cares you got a billfold.
Right.
So is there any any script in that billfold?
No, just a note saying
little-
"fuck you."
Just a note that says, I prepared exploding runes this morning.
Get wrecked, scrub.
Get wrecked.
So, do we want to kill the pickpocket or do we want to go to the bench?
Or do we want to kill the merchant?
Well, he didn't steal
Or we
anything
kill the
from me
merchant.
personally.
That's true.
You
I say
say
we
that,
go
and the
to the
merchant's like, here, take the map. Map for you, map for you, map for you, and here, extra map for you, sir. Good day to you.
And closes up shop.
And literally, he's closing the door to his shop. He's
Good
like,
news! With this many maps, we have a door for your
so you basically open the map and
When they
realize
come
that
together.
the main residence she
Right.
gave you, because she gave the two locations, you're realizing with her code the second one's a fake one.
Right.
But the real one, mainly the one that's got the lipstick on it, yeah, hubba hubba, is actually on the way to the bank in the very, very, very rich part of town. Basically the colonists part of town.
Right. Okay.
Filled with colons, yes.
Great. She's actually
We
on the way to
needed
the
some
bench.
colons, right?
I mean, most of the people in that section of town are pretty shit, but
She's on the way to the bench. Do we still want to go after the pickpocket? Or is probably gone by now?
I mean,
Unless you guys do something Herculean, he got a great stealth roll to
Yeah,
steal from
okay.
you, and those 3 advantage was an extra maneuver for him.
We can see about stalking him later.
and they didn't steal anything from me personally, so I don't need to beat them.
You don't need to break his legs today.
And like I just said, she got my spare one.
Yep.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Touche,
Very
Urchin.
well, very well done, Urchin. Very well done. There actually is a note with, the equivalent of like $50 in local money, and a note that says, "Very well done." If you can read this, congratulations.
Unfortunately, it's all in German currency because you haven't changed
Oh, no. I've been here long enough to change
Okay.
local currency, and the note is actually in the native language.
Nice. So props for somebody who's playing the game. Okay, so are you stopping off at her estate?
Yes.
Okay, when you get there, you realize her estate is
Wait,
basic.
estate?
The address she
It's
gave
in the nice
you.
section of town.
Okay.
It's a compound. Very,
It's a fortified
very
compound.
large walls, and it has some local thuggish guys with their little fezzes, almost like back in Europe, the
No.
guys that had their hats tilted angrily.
Shriners.
Ah!
Hey, Scrubber.
What's part of
I
her
know you
note-
prefer airships.
Oh, and
But
and I'm
think of what
assuming
we
that
could
part of
turn
her
this
note was the name that she's
fortification
using
into.
now?
Yes. Esmeralda. Esmeralda.
And I assume it's also, and I assume that
You know,
my
that's
fake
what-
name is also on there too.
Esme is short for.
I know. She heard you say it on the ship.
I'm
Yeah.
not going as Esme.
And I assume my fake name
Yeah,
is
she's
on
going
there
to
too.
Scrubber.
No.
Oh,
She wouldn't compromise your cover that way.
no. A new fake name. Not my fake name.
No.
Okay.
She basically gave them a beautiful
Ah.
description of you.
And they still found him?
Of a man with big pouty lips, strong chin, and stronger brow, who looks like he has windswept hair from the steppes. Or something
And
She may have
blue-
embellished
and
these details.
Crystal clear blue eyes.
like new frozen seawater. Okay, so you go to the new estate, and there's basically these very two large guys with clubs outside her
Right.
door. And they're like eyeballing you guys, but you notice immediately their eyes focus on you. And they're like, immediately do the whole slap, like, dude, it's.
It's the guy.
And they kind of wait for you to get.
Esmeralda.
Are you the husband?
Yes.
Very well. We are allowed to let you, but no one else in. You kind of frown.
These are my people. Do we really need to go through this?
Give me a charm or intimidate.
I've known people talk to my people.
It's going to be against a red and a purple.
You know what's intimidating? Tentacle fire on a wall.
I knew he was gonna say it. I don't know why I bothered looking him in the eye when he said it. I knew it was happening.
Congenial?
I shouldn't have acknowledged it.
I got
But
it
you
down, but you don't know what it
But
is.
you did.
Does.
Why are you like
No, that's correct. I'm
Probably.
sorry.
Oh no, that's okay.
rampant child?
Negligent childhood, yes.
We're flipping through the book, flipping through the book.
I love that we can make light of child abuse.
That's so wrong.
Just now? Or when we were talking about the Swiffer orphans? When we were
Or the time that I broke one.
Yeah. This is the moment we've gone too far, guys.
Right here. That's how we work through it, is we make fun of it. If you can't make fun of it, then how do you work through it?
It's not mean-spirited if we laugh.
As long as everyone laughs.
No, just as long as someone laughs.
No, I can compel everyone to laugh.
I don't think it's a regular talent.
Yeah, I think it's in the web book.
Like a mind shaper. I can make
Well,
someone's
we'll
emotion
say it gives you
change
two
from like
for now.
angry to
Okay.
Because I think it's something like that. It either upgrades or gives you 2 wood. Okay?
Okay.
And there's gonna be a laugh.
them to laugh.
No, there's not, because
Oh.
I kill with kindness.
You kill with kindness. You start
The
approaching
guy
him and-
drops dead. Heart for the
Ah! You're so kind, sir. You killed me with the kindness.
And also your guns.
Okay, so that
that's a whole
red
lot of
one.
good.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of great. That red one is gonna take 1 success and an advantage. So grab that green one that's got the 1.
This one here.
Yep. And you've got
So-
1, 2, 3 successes and 6 advantages. Immediately, when you come out with him, he's like, he gets all serious with you, like this is, and he almost starts reaching for his club, and then immediately he's like, I kid! And he comes over and gives you a hug. He's like, welcome for marrying my cousin. You're part of the family! And he basically says, if you're his people, you're our people. Will you be staying for the festival tonight?
Maybe. Will we be back by then? It's only 100 miles in an airship.
No.
It's to celebrate my cousin's wedding to you, sir.
Surprise!
And they open the door and just like push you all in to get off the street and then get back to watching the door.
So apparently we're leaving tomorrow.
So of course, immediately you come inside. There's this beautifully decorated place.
I'm gonna ask if they have a minister yet.
No. They don't need a minister. They've already been married, from what they've been told.
I married
It's
them.
to celebrate the marriage.
This is because we weren't there at the wedding. We have to give you an after-wedding party. And immediately as you come in, you go into the gate, and then you go in. The servants obviously look at you and immediately recognize you. As they open the doors for you guys to come into the main vestibule, and then as you come through, you immediately see Hilda, Esmeralda. You're not sure. Laying in the little lounge chair, doing the whole Cleopatra thing, where she's wearing local garb now. And you can tell she's got makeup to kind of darken her light complexion in certain places, like around the eyes. So she looks like she might be of mixed heritage with the locals. And she just immediately smiles at you.
I will do the bound over, kneel, take her hand. Oh my darling, it has been so long. I have missed you so much.
Oh, and she kind of looks at all the help that are basically, it's so cute because the help's looking in. They're all new hires that are
Right.
but they're all looking in at this beautiful, because they've heard all the stories about how great the husband is. And they're seeing you bound in there and kiss her hand, and she just kind of swoons for you. My husband, carry me up the stairs to our honeymoon suite. And she gives you this look like,
Yeah.
carry me.
Such a waste
Carry-
of perfectly
carry.
good dates.
Give me an athletics check as you pick her up. It's only against 2 purple because she's helping and assisting, but she's wanting the help to see that, and she's enjoying herself. This is really the most she's enjoyed herself in a really long time, not expecting to get shot at any moment.
I mean, we can change that.
And immediately, as soon as he's swooping her up off the couch and taking her up the stairs, you guys are being accosted with the local servants for food and drink. And please take off your clothes, sit, relax.
Okay. I remove my clothes. As is normal for the custom of the location, I guess.
Why do we still let him out of the ship?
And give you tentacle eyes.
Because I'm the only one that gets work for us.
Okay.
Okay? And
Do
give
I-
yourself
do I
a
think-
blue
do I-
dice because she's helping.
Do I think I can? What's it against?
It's going to be against 2 purple. I think you can do it. I trust dice. Never. Unless I'm telling you what they're going to come
Let's
up
bulk
as.
up first.
Oh, so are you using a light side or are you just going to use your power?
I'm gonna use my power.
Okay, you're embracing primal ethermancy. This can't go wrong.
Lifts her, flings her through the ceiling.
I will be there shortly.
I used to do this all the time before I knew what I was doing.
Ooh.
It's a
Yeet.
perfect wash.
Again?
So, okay, you must have burned your ethermancy
Yeah.
nerve endings with that whole seizure,
Okay.
because the magic doesn't answer. You know what it was? It was your power
It was the power
disbelief
to-
that
yeah.
made it happen.
I used to be able to do this all the time before I knew what I was doing.
Then things have gone downhill since then.
It's
So-
apparently common. Okay,
Give me your athletics check as you take, and she gives you this look like when you made that quick pause to channel. She's like, "What are you doing? Pick me up."
So
3 advantages.
that's versus that.
Yeah.
So
3 advantages.
3 advantages.
So basically, you
Mostly
pick
because
her
of
up,
her help.
and you're hearing this noise. Obviously, the whole ether stroke you had must have really affected you.
It's just his diaphragm compressing his lungs.
And she kind of like hops out of your attempt to pick her up, and she's like, "Oh, come on!" And she kind of grabs you, and she's leading you up the stairs.
Lifts him up and carries him up.
And she kind of pulls you teasingly up the stairs and says, "Enjoy. There's going to be a party with my cousin." You practically hear the air quotes. So just relax. And she basically is taking you upstairs and say, "By the way, he's not really my cousin, but that's what I pay him to be. It's his cousin because he's cousin to like everybody here." So basically, she's letting you know that you're gonna just have to play along. Because it was the first cover I could think of for you is that you're my new husband. And it's okay. He hasn't shot one of my husbands yet.
Yet.
Isn't he a new hire?
Yet.
No. Actually, the yet was not the part that I got. The one of is the part that I got.
The one of the husbands. And immediately she pulls you in the bedroom. You guys start getting all romantic. Her little veils go flashing off, and the camera like pans to her shoe that hits the floor. As you guys are then treated to this party montage where you're given all the funness. That, by the way, are you telling anyone you're a doctor?
Sure.
I will give you 5 goats to marry my daughter. A doctor in the family. You get like 6 offers of daughters.
Sorry, I'm already happily married. As I put my hand in my coat.
You're a doctor. You can have more wives.
This is true.
You can afford more wives.
Not where I come from.
So basically, you guys get to enjoy a huge wedding feast party, which pretty much goes until dawn, as it does. And that's a good place for the camera to pan out as the party goers are slowing down. You guys like, but we gotta go. When did this happen? What happened? And that's a good place to wrap it up.
Someone
there.
got married again.
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 It was Zola.
You, sir, are now married from a certain point of view. You're only husband 28.
That's okay. I think she-
And the cousin hasn't shot any of them.
That's a bonus.
Technically, all of my previous marriages have either been annulled or done by fake priests, so I'm not actually married.
There you go. That's a good way of working things out.
Yeah.
And I will say, go ahead and shoot me pictures of your character sheets,
Yeah.
because that's the same thing I told my group yesterday, because we've had this bad slew of character sheet disappearing. So pictures make it last forever.
Okay. XP?
XP, you guys are going to have 15 XP. You finished the wrap up. We need to let Margie know she's got 15 XP to spend too. And a decent amount of money too. Which, by the way, the next morning you guys head down to the Bank of Britannia. The Ethermancer gives the account codes. And they're like, okay, here's your safety deposit box.
What's the total earned experience we've gotten to?
I live for spending it as we get it, but that's just me.
I know, but it's still
I
good.
think we
because
are at plus 85.
plus 85.
No, it's more than
It
that.
should
It's
be
more than
like
that.
It's a lot more than
115 to
that.
120.
Because I have 70 left and I know I've
Oh,
spent it.
I think that's what I had not spent.
It should be
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
120.
So we should
No,
probably.
So now it's going
closer
to be-
to 130.
Well, it's 120 before this 15, so
Okay.
135 total.
Yeah, because I haven't spent that much.
Uh-huh.
That's why
Yeah,
it's a
now
good
that
idea to
I'm
ask.
And
Yes.
you said we have an extra 1,200 personal money?
Yes.
Okay.
And you open this the
1,200
safety,
across all of us.
this
Yeah.
safety
So-
deposit
so,
box, and there's 1,000
300 for
script
all.
right there.
Okay.
And 1,000 script.
And 1,000 script that you just picked up.
So that's 200 more each, or no, that's 500 for the ship and 100 for each of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you want to share it with the ship.
That's
The
no,
share,
that's
the
the
600
ship
to the
always
ship,
gets a
and then-
share.
yeah, the ship gets half and then we split the rest. That's the way we're doing it.